Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day today. I really appreciate it. Guys, I've spent the past couple days going over the Vander Ark trial, as you know, in that case about 15-year-old Timothy Ferguson, who was horribly taunted, and just what happened to him at the hands of his mom and his older brother. What I found fascinating was when I watched the trial of the older brother, Paul Ferguson, 20 years old. He was 19 when this was going on. How he acted like he was slow, challenged, didn't understand, socially inept. And then I saw the interrogation video of him and how the police helped him, blame it all on his mom. Now, I don't know if it was all his mom's fault, because I got news for you. I kind of think that Paul might have taken advantage of his mom's situation when his mom's husband, his stepdad, Adam Vander Ark, had the stroke. Because it was in January that the abuse of Timothy seems to have begun. And that was when the stroke occurred. And that was when Shonda wasn't quite with it. And she could have been very well manipulated. But she never had custody of Timothy. As a matter of fact, Child and Family Services were involved with this family before the family ever got involved with Adam Vander Ark. So there was already some sort of evil, if you will, some sort of darkness in that family that took place where they lived before they were ever involved, or that Shonda was ever involved with Adam. Adam, the husband that had the stroke in January of 2022, that set in motion, it seems, the abuse of her child, Timothy, who was 15, tortured, starved to death, only given bread with the hottest of hot sauce possible, which I do believe that was Paul's idea. Paul is a bully. He's been a bully. He never really loved his brother, always picked on his brother. There's no remorse in Paul, and there's no slow inept in him either. He's a manipulative person, just like who? Gypsy Rose Blanchard, because that's what came to my mind. These are psychopaths. These are psychopath people. And I'm going to show you how psychopath people behave, and you'll see how easy it is to determine who they are if you just sit back and watch. And how much Paul Ferguson, the big brother that systematically tortured his younger brother, and then cried and said, "But I love him just like," and I had a flashback to when Gypsy said, "But I love my mama. I would never do anything to my mama." And how they're totally different on stand, how they're totally different in real life, how they will manipulate until their last breath. And you could bet, a lot of you say, "No, people change." These people don't change. If you don't feel sorry for something you've done that most people would never ever do, I don't know how you fix that. I just don't know how you fix that. And if you want to blame family and you want to blame the parents, they could blame the parents. And again, this cycle, until you stop it, it's just a blame game. You got to stop it. You can't just say, "I behave this way because my parents." Well, their parents probably made them behave that way, and their parents went through that. And then you could go all the way back to where we were colonies here in the United States. There is always somebody to blame, but we have to take responsibility for our behavior. We have to take responsibility for our behavior. We have to stop the cycle. We can't use it as an excuse. Guys, watch this and tell me if you don't see the same personality traits in these people. Watch.
Timothy had been up until the time you were at work at 11:30 at night.
Still in the tub.
So that's 9 hours plus from the time that you first put him in the tub at 2 o'clock?
Yes.
Where was he limited to?
Could you please reiterate?
Yeah. Where is it that Where could Timothy go, basically?
Mainly he was restricted to the downstairs area, to a closet downstairs.
The defendant indicated was Timothy's bunk bed, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Where did he actually sleep most nights?
In the closet.
What did you call the closet? Was there a name you used to refer to the closet?
The small room.
Was there a restriction on how much Timothy could move while he was inside that closet?
Could you please reiterate, sir?
Were there any restrictions on his movement inside the closet, or was it he could move around however he wanted inside the closet?
There were restrictions.
What were the restrictions on his movement?
Hands on his head, normally.
Hands on his head, is that what you indicated?
Yes.
Was that
According to one of the dudes in here, it tastes like frickin' cat food. It looks like a puree and tastes like cat food. Just, of course, he adds salt to make it actually have some sort of taste, but still, it's like, man, being kosher is having a kosher diet is probably like being Jewish, I suppose. Not being able to eat
that's
pork.
where the kosher diet comes from. It's mostly pork. There's a few other little restrictions on certain.
And I can't imagine, not being able to eat like bacon or pork chops. That would just suck. Guard earlier told us, "Hey, stop loitering on the gallery, the top tier area. Like, standing around without purpose. What else are we supposed to do in this place?"
Right.
You just get those guards that, I'm pretty sure federal law says you can't hold someone in jail for more than 12 months except for a murder case.
Yeah, in county.
Which, granted, I know that mine's connected to a murder case, but it's not murder.
Right,
I know it's got nowhere to go either, but it would still be nice to get some air. It's not a bunch of recycled farts. And have a shower that's not so freaking hard on my skin and only one temperature. I don't normally purchase movies in here because you only get them for like 2 days.
Uh-huh.
When you rent them, you've got, 30 days to watch them, but then once you start watching, you've only got 2 days to watch. Well, rented this anime movie called Belle. It was actually a really good one. Have you heard of it? I could sit in on Shonda's sentencing. On that day, you should be able to talk to the prosecutor about sitting and just chatting for a little bit with me.
Yeah, I'm planning on it.
Yep. So it's crazy. My sentencing's barely a week after hers.
Yeah.
Anything interesting been happening? So I'm not sure if you saw that text. I'm guessing it's a no-go on the $20.
Not this week, unfortunately.
That's all right. That's all right. You've got more important stuff than taking care of me right now. So
taking care of you is important to me, but unfortunately, I do have a lot of other stuff going on.
Once I get shipped out to prison, it'll probably be smart not to continue putting money on there because it'll just be going to court funds and stuff. I won't even see it. Probably going to have some sort of different account in prison, but from what I've heard, they have like Facebook and Messenger. So obviously, I'm going to create a new account, but we won't have to constantly be paying for text with that.
Yeah, we'll figure all that out when the time comes. I'm sure it'll be different.
Yep, definitely. And from what I've heard, time there will fly faster. Time here is slow as heck.
Yeah, I know, buddy.
It's painful.
I know, buddy.
Because, you have to pay for the tablet and the subscription. I'd say that's more than enough.
I'll be honest, I have an addiction to my devices.
Okay.
I never had very much of that back in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
My dad was strict. He didn't even give me a phone. My sister and my stepsister had phones before I did. And that was due to the fact that he could not raise a male. Yep. And unlike my father, she doesn't force me to give her half of my paycheck. He forced that on me. And I was working basically minimum wage.
So guys, what do you think of somebody that complains about the shower and that the pressure on the water might be too hard, or the water itself is too hard and it's only one temperature, and they're griping about that as they're on trial for manslaughter, right? And what they did to their brother, sticking him in ice cold baths. Is that not a lot of nerve? I mean, isn't that just kind of like a lot of nerve? Like, didn't anything dawn on him and the other brother? I mean, did he ever once think, wow, I stuck my brother in a tub? Like, is that not psychopathic? How do you actually gripe about that? And he gripes about not being able to play games inside of jail. I didn't even know that they had that. First of all, we didn't have that stuff when I worked in the jail, but you didn't do that. Like, that's crazy. That's punishment. That's not punishment. What? Guys, when you hear that, and I tell you things like about Danny Masterson and prison justice, you think that this is the justice? They're in there playing games. People are sending money to them, complaining about the temperature of the jail shower when he stuck his brother in a tub of ice water, complaining about how food tastes, what kind of food, how much money. Can you send me some money, brother? Can you send me some money so I'm not so bored? Did he ever think about that when he was shoving his brother in a closet with nothing in there but a tarp? Did you see the way he behaved during his interrogation? And then the way he behaved on stand, and then the way he behaved on the phone? You see the manipulation? I think he should get punished in jail. I don't think him playing games in jail is a punishment. I just don't. Not when you consider the punishment of his brother. That's just something, isn't it? Remember Gypsy's bullshit too? Let's look at that. See if we can't see like similarities there. Psychopathic behavior.
Hey, Gypsy. This is Stan. Hi, Gypsy. Let you guys talk. I'm Detective Hancock. I'm with Green County Sheriff's Office. How are you today? Good. Doing all right? Good. Good. All right. Well, Gypsy, I'm here and I want to get a little bit of information from you. So, since this is the first time I've ever met you, okay? So, what is the correct spelling of your first name?
It's Gypsyrose. And my middle initial is A.
Okay.
And my last name is Blancchard. Blancchard is Blanchard.
Blanchard. Okay, with an E. Okay. All right. And your date of birth, Gypsy?
Is 7/27/1995. On here they have 91 because maybe it's a long story, but
okay, sure.
Me and my mother are Hurricane Katrina survivors.
Okay.
And my birth certificate was washed away in Katrina.
Okay.
And unfortunately, they messed up a long time when they messed up the paperwork, and it said 1991, but it's actually 95.
Okay. And that puts you at how old then?
I would be really 19, but on here it's my Medicaid. My medical insurance has 23.
Okay. All right. So how old actually are you? Let's get
19.
19. Okay.
Okay. Gypsy Blanchard appears in person with Aaron Menon as a part of the court.
And what is Ms. Blanchard's current address?
Can you tell them your address?
2103 West Volunteer Way, Springfield, Missouri, 65803.
Did you get that? No. 2103?
West Volunteer Way, Springfield, Missouri, 65803.
A house, donations, you got different things from people for being sick. So that was a source of income for her.
And I had no idea that I was a part of that.
You didn't know that you were a cash cow.
No. My mother told the doctors that I was mentally incompetent. She's got the mind of like a child.
Guys, do you see the similarities in the behavior of both of these people and the way that their actions it hasn't affected any part of their life? It's like they've done nothing wrong, and what's unfair to them is the most unjust thing in the whole wide world, regardless of where they're standing, both in court, both being accused of hellacious acts, and they still scream when things are unfair to them, when things are painful to them, when things hurt to them, when they think that they can manipulate somebody. So what gave me the idea of this video was that somebody was like, yeah, Paul Ferguson, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, perfect couple. I think one of them wouldn't end up breathing at the end of it all. So I wouldn't have a problem if they got together at all. They're dangerous, and they don't even know it. Or what's worse is they know it and they don't even care. What do you guys think? Tell me about it. Would you want to be neighbors with them? Would you be friends with them? Would you trust anything that they have to say? Of course not. Because when something bothers a normal person, it bothers them. Genuinely, it's not an act. It's something they can't shake. Conscious is something I think we're born with. I don't think it's something we can learn. Guys, what do you think? Tell me what you think. I'd love to know. Also, thank you so much as always. These videos are really tough because they're dark, especially when they have to do with children. But I thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, share. I appreciate all of you. There's so many of you now, and I really appreciate that, guys. Communicate in the chat. I do. Thanks, guys. Take it easy. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Be better today than you were yesterday, but not half as good as you're going to be tomorrow. And don't forget, always be yourself. Thanks, guys. Bye.